Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another episode of the Buko Boys.
Well, hello.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome.
That was very somber and strange.
There's this ASMR chick that I watch sometimes, and she kind of does that. But she does it very cute, and I did not do it cute.
Well, I'm sure she gets all close to the mic, and so you can, very breathy, I bet.
Hello.
That's just, I don't know. Some ASMR is okay. I don't know. It gets kind of cringy.
I like when they're doing sand. They like color sand, and they slice it or they chop it. Pound on it. It makes like a little crispy, crunchy sound.
Kinetic sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I dig it. It is.
You know what looks like that? Brown sugar, like fresh brown sugar.
Yeah, I love fresh brown sugar.
It's trippy, man.
It doesn't last long though, because like it turns into a rock in no time.
Yeah, then the very next day it'll be rock solid.
It's so weird, like it does that. It like forms one big crystal of brown sugar, and if you want to get a chisel that breaks them off.
Speaking of sugary treats, have you had any sugary treats as of lately? We haven't.
No.
Haven't been on for a couple weeks.
No, and we went looking today for some fall treats. It's kind of feeling a little bit like fall. And I was looking.
There's a little bit of color change in the leaves.
Yeah, and our leaves here, and I was looking for some, but they're not out yet. Which I was surprised because we also went to.
There's a little bit of pumpkin spice going on. A little bit.
Yeah, we saw a couple things.
It's still it's August still.
It is August, but speaking of how it's August, when we went to Costco earlier, they had Christmas decorations up. They have more Christmas decorations than Halloween decorations, and we're at the end of August. That's weird. I find that a little queer.
Yeah. It's like the race to get the trees out the fastest.
Yeah. I'm like, calm down, Costco. I haven't been to Sam's Club lately, but I bet it's the same thing.
I guarantee it's
calm down. But we went, I think we went to Target looking for trees. They still have back to school stuff up yet. So I'm like, okay, I guess. Let's get this transition over. I need some pumpkin spice in my life.
Yeah, back to school stuff should be about. They get that out like in July now.
I think it's funny how you just looked at your watch, like your timing when back to school should be over.
No, it's the 29th. I was looking at the day.
You're like, yeah, back to school should be over with as I look at my watch.
Any minute. Any second. Hold on. Now. Should be over now.
Now back to school is over. Don't you find it weird, though, that Costco had so much Christmas stuff up and hardly any Halloween?
There was like a little section of costumes for Halloween.
A very small section, and they had like a haunted gingerbread house that you can make.
It was a chocolate house, not a gingerbread. Chocolate cookie house.
Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Nitpick again. All right.
Yep, you gotta differentiate the two.
So let's pick and fights on the podcast live.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sure, okay. So yeah, that was about it. But I'm like, all right, where's the Thanksgiving? Where's all the other Halloween?
Do they have Thanksgiving stuff? Ever?
Good question. I guess it's more like plates, right? It's like paper plates and like because they know we're all gonna gourd our faces, so they're like, here's some paper plates, like huge oval plates.
Didn't they have like a lot of Halloween stuff before?
I that's what I'm saying. I want to say there was like a huge.
I remember
costume selection.
Yeah. I remember being like the seasonal section had a lot.
Yeah, because you're gonna buy bulk, candy or chips or whatever to hand out.
But decorations too. I thought they had decorations. Maybe I can't remember.
I was just surprised at how many Christmas items were out at the end of August. And I haven't been to Costco for a few weeks, so I don't know when this stuff came out. But it's at the end of August, and there's
looks like it just started.
It started. The season is upon us.
It's a little too early. I still got a lot of fishing to do.
Yes, but I do love fall, and I look forward to fall. And it might be my favorite season, the fall. I like that it can be still pretty warm in the day, and if I want to wear shorts or flip-flops, I can. But also at night, if I want, I can throw on a little jacket or sweater, and I still
sweater weather.
Yeah,
sweater weather
still works out. So I love the fall season, and that means for me, what I like about it too is sports are back in. So we've got our season tickets for volleyball and football. So we went to our first volleyball match, and this week will be the first football match. Game? I don't know. I don't want to call it a match. I don't know. Volleyball match sounds right.
Old timer.
Volleyball match sounds right. Football game.
The whole football match.
football toss. A little kickaroo. so go there. But that's a good transition too, because I have season tickets for the University of Utah, and the University of Utah, Utah State, and Weber State, those are all just local here to Utah, these colleges, they just announced that they are doing mandatory COVID vaccinations for students and employees, I think. I definitely saw for students, they sent an email out.
Because now that it's FDA approved.
I guess. I don't know. What do you think about That's the thing I don't like. I don't like the word mandatory. Maybe that's throwing me for
if you think about it, all the other vaccines that you need for public school are mandatory.
Okay, so like mumps and
measles,
measles.
What's the MMR? What is that?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know what it means.
Polio, smallpox, all those vaccines.
Okay, so I didn't know those were requirements. Okay,
those are requirements already in place because they just been around for a very long time before we were born, and we just adhere to it. Our kids that had to adhere to it. It's just already been in place.
Those are requirements, but that's for elementary. That's not ever required or asked upon.
Well, it's elementary, and then they have to have it again in middle school, like 8th grade or 7th grade. There's more they had to do.
I don't remember that.
But then they're done after that. They're done having to do that after that age.
I don't remember taking our oldest in for middle school. I don't remember that.
You probably didn't do it.
I know I didn't do it. That I can be sure of. I just don't remember that being discussed in the household, I guess.
But maybe it's just a common thing.
And I'm going to text my wife. Did she get more vaccinations?
If she finished.
Okay.
Yeah, then yes.
So mandatory. Interesting. Interesting. And then in college they are mandatory.
Well, college probably is the same because at that age is when. I don't know. They feel safe. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying now it's mandatory for certain colleges for the
probably because it got FDA approved.
Interesting.
So it wasn't before, and then it just happened that they got FDA approved. So those colleges are probably like, okay, now it's mandatory.
No, we got our vaccination. We've talked about it too, and I don't know. Like I don't. I just didn't care. It didn't bother me. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of COVID. I'm not scared of vaccines.
I just did it. Mainly because it was free, and I did the one shot, the one and done, and that way it was just more of like if something comes down to where it is needed, I already have it.
Yeah, and maybe I should reiterate. I shouldn't say I'm not scared of COVID. I don't. I mean, I don't want to get it.
I don't want to pass it on to my parents.
I just don't. I don't want to live in fear of it. But I'm not.
I never was.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to live in fear of it.
Scared.
But I don't want to get it. I don't want to get any type of sickness, though. That's the thing. I don't want to get the flu. I don't want to get the common cold. I don't want to get any sickness, really. I try to avoid it, but I'm not scared.
I don't really get sick. I get maybe my glands get a little swollen. I look a little fat face for a couple days, and then fatter face again.
Just chuck some OJ, and then you're like,
it's like I don't know. The next day I wake up and it's all gone. I'm like, well, I'm glad that's over with. I might have a sniffle at the worst. A sniffle and maybe a little that little
scratchy
oncoming of a sore throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next day it's all back to normal. My mutant genes kick in. I love those mutant genes.
So do you think then, speaking of this, do you think it's going to be a new requirement for kids going into school that they'll need a COVID vaccination then? From moving forward?
I don't know.
There's not a flu, is there?
No, there's not a flu mandatory shot.
Okay. Are those, cause the flu shot, is that a vaccination or that's just...
It's a vaccine, but it's like a booster you have to take every year.
It's a booster.
Because it genetically changes so much.
Right.
That they have to continually try to match those changes, I guess. So
because there's no guarantees with a flu shot. There's no guarantees that it'll prevent you getting sick or it'll help you heal faster.
It just helps you be more antibodies to fight against it if you do contract it or come in contact with it. So hopefully that you have the antibodies that if you do come in contact will fight it off faster. That it'll recognize it and it'll know what to do. That's how those work.
It almost seems like we also did an episode on anti-vaxxers. Mm-hmm. I mean, years ago, like one of our first probably in the earlier stages of our podcast, we did an episode on anti-vaxxers. And it almost seems like the people that made fun of the anti-vaxxers are now like, I ain't taking no COVID-19 vaccine. You ever notice this thing like that? It kind of seems like that to me.
The people that what?
We're anti-vaxxers. We're also like, I don't want to take the... I'm not having my kids take these shots.
You mean the people that made fun of anti-vaxxers are now being anti-vaxxers?
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes.
Good
phrasing. Yeah, I mean, and it just came in my head, so I didn't know how to structure that well. But, again, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV.
Yeah.
So, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know who was making fun of anti-vaxxers. Was it them?
Yeah, I did an episode again. This was years ago, so I don't even remember. In case you don't know, Buko Boys have been on for a while.
This is episode 79 already.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We're getting up there.
Yeah, I'll do a centennial celebration.
Damn.
Soon, a few weeks. Yeah, a few months. We had our
As
centennial
long as we
celebration.
stay consistent.
Yes, true. True.
Oh no! I got the COVID.
He's got something. Get away.
Lung butter. Sorry.
I was just wondering. I was like, so I watched this. I guess it was a TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, but I think it was a TikTok video, and I saw it on another platform like YouTube or something. And it was a lady talking about how these pandemic babies, like these pandemic babies, are built different. I'm like,
They're called pandemic babies?
the ones that were born during the pandemic. Like,
I wonder if that's going to be a whole new generation now.
And so
Oh, shit. So is the millennials end now?
pandemic babies?
Yes. Is that the new thing now?
Oh, that's interesting.
This is the millennials end and in 2020. Or 2019.
Do you call my baby a pandemic baby because she was born in July?
No. I think anything pre-pregnancy or pregnancy pre-COVID doesn't count.
Okay.
Anything since the shutdown. Any pregnancies since the shutdown.
Huh.
So what was that, like March or February of 2020?
I think March of 2020 was the shutdown.
So anything from then on
The talks of it in China were about December, January. Rumors of it coming to the U.S. were about January, February. And I think March was like shut down.
Yep. Yeah, March was
And so my baby was born in July before that. So 9 months old, something like that.
Plus the 9 months.
But I don't think pandemic babies are built different. Nope. I don't think they're tougher. I don't think they're anything different.
Why would they be tougher?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. This lady was like, these pandemic babies are built different.
Yeah, because they're bored in their house and they're in the house.
Yeah, like I don't feel they are.
That's why they're different. They're just bored.
Yeah, I don't feel they are built different. I think they're built exactly the same as any other baby.
Built different as in like better?
I don't know. I didn't know what she meant by that. There was not really a lot of context. It was a very aggressive TikTok. And it was just a video of a baby, and this lady's like, these pandemic babies are just built different.
Like their arms are backwards.
I don't know. I'm just
their
like,
feet are on their hands and their hands are on their feet. What's going on with these weird, different built babies?
Like I don't know if she means physically built or mentally. You know, I don't know.
Emotionally, do they got emotional problems?
Yeah,
They're
doesn't make
bored in the house.
Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, shut up, lady.
It's stupid.
I'm like, why is this going viral? This is a dumb.
I'm glad I never saw that.
It's dumb.
Good. I'm very glad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have TikTok either, but I do see them on other platforms all the damn time.
Yeah.
And then people send me them. They're funny, but I'm not ever gonna download it.
I have
Snapchat's enough. I do enough on Snap. I don't even have enough time to watch everybody's Snapchat.
I'll tell you this: any type of platform that I see might be popular, or I might. Actually, that's the period right there. Any platform I think that might get popular, I do sign up just so I have the same hashtag on everything, because I hate seeing people like follow me here. This my Twitter handle's this, but my Facebook is this, and my Instagram is that, and they're all three different. I'm like, I hate that. I don't know why. I'm
sure they want to have the same one, but they're always taken up.
That's why. As soon as there's a new platform I said that picks up steam or becomes popular, I'm jumping on, claiming my hashtag. Even if I've never, like Snapchat, like you just talked about, I've never been on Snapchat, but I just signed up and got my handle. TikTok, never did a TikTok, but I signed up and got my handle. So, yeah.
Should I use my old AOL handle?
Email? Your old AOL?
My old AOL handle for everything.
I do get weirded out. Okay, we're in 2021. I do get weirded out when people tell me their email is AOL. I'm like, what? What did you just say?
I know, huh? I do get that
Did
sometimes.
you
The
just
AOL.
say AOL?
Yeah, very weird.
In case you don't know, AOL is short for America Online. And that was
Dial-up
probably
internet.
the
56K. What you know about that 56K? That was some bullshit. Don't pick up the phone. You just ruined my connection.
Mom, why'd you answer that?
Oh my god, why would you call your friend right now? This is prime time for me to be online.
Oh, ASL.
It was taking 10 minutes to load this picture of this naked chick. Why would you?
You don't know that sound. Or ASL. If you don't know what that means, I feel sorry for you, son. Those are good times.
Yeah, chat rooms, man.
Chat room. ASL.
That was funny.
Good times.
Yeah.
Picking on fights with strangers.
Yeah, I picked on I was trolling back when trolling wasn't a thing.
Yes, I used
to troll so many people, and then I'd set up these fights that I'd never show up to. Oh my god, I'd piss people off, and then they'd come back and instant message, where were you at? You blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you for real, bro? And I'd start making fun of them again. Like, what are you into?
Oh, chat rooms were fun.
Oh, the trolling days were great, and I carried it on to my adult life a little bit.
Oh, those are fun times. So yeah, AOL. You get the disc. Most computers don't even have disc anymore. They don't even take discs anymore.
Oh, when they started coming out on CDs, though, because you had CD-ROMs.
Yep, that's a disc. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the floppy disk.
I don't know.
Because it came out on the disc as well.
Yeah, if you're
like,
OG, what is a
if you're
floppy
OG,
disk?
it was a disc first, and then it was out on the.
If you're wondering what a
compact
floppy
disc
disk is, the save icon when you will go to save a document.
It looks like a
spreadsheet,
floppy disk.
That's actually a floppy disk icon, actually. So if you're wondering what is this, that is what a floppy disk.
That would be millennials.
I know. The millennials listen. That's why I'm sharing this with
Yes, that's what I was just saying. That would be the ones that wouldn't know.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Now you know.
I'm gonna go online real quick because
On America Online.
no, I got rid of it last week. My America Online. Was that a browser? Like,
Internet
what was
Explorer. I think Internet Explorer is what came from. Is where that started.
so America Online? I'm trying to remember. Was that like what was that? Was that a search engine? Was that an internet platform? Like what was AOL? If you think back, was it just like a news source? Like you just go to AOL.com and
It was a connection. It was an internet provider. It was who you paid.
But there was
monthly.
news there.
It was Yahoo, pretty much.
I know, right?
It was a Yahoo News.
Oh, I'm so curious what the history is.
It was Yahoo News because Google did not exist yet.
So funny.
It was Yahoo was the first shit. They're the OG news sources of media online.
It is really.
And then
funny.
MSN followed. And then I think MSN and Hotmail merged or something. I don't remember. This is a long time ago.
Very long ago. So I'm going to go to ESPN or something real quick. The reason why is Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, and his name is Tyron, not Tyrone. It drives me crazy when people call him Tyrone. It's Tyron.
Does he go by Tyron?
Yeah,
Does he say Tyron?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just Tyron. I don't think they fought yet. It was supposed to start at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we got those prelims, so they haven't fought yet. But again, talking about it, Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, boxing match.
So is Tyron Woodley UFC?
He just was released by the UFC. He went on a 4-fight losing skid, and he was released. I think it was 4 fights in a row. And so he was released by the UFC. He was a former champion, and I mean, this dude's. I mean, he's pretty jacked. Like Tyron Woodley's, he's pretty jacked. But in the stare down with him and Jake actually towers over him. I don't know how tall
he's tall
Jake
as
is.
shit.
Is he? I know his brother Logan's really tall.
Yeah, they're both about the same.
No, Logan's taller than him.
Oh, okay.
And so I was surprised. I'm like, oh, Jake's actually kind of tall. I don't even know the height of both of them. I was surprised. They've had a little bit of interesting stare down, some heated scuffles during the stare downs. You gotta hype the fight up because it's a Sunday fight too. I don't think it's gonna get a lot of people logging in to watch it.
It's really strange that it's like these hype fights for YouTubers now.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it, but yeah,
it's like the big thing now. It's so weird. It is so weird.
I don't get it. Tyron Woodley, he's an MMA fighter, which, you know, you do boxing training, but whenever you do just one set of skill, you're gonna do really well at. And I know I'm saying this, and we did talk about how Anderson Silva just beat Junior in that boxing match, in that celebrity boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name again?
I can't remember.
But Junior, oh my gosh, he's a junior to a very famous Mexican.
Oh, Chavez?
Yeah, Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
But, you know, Chavez Jr., I think
He's not that great.
Well, I think he's a deadhead. Like, I think he's a big druggie, like, with cocaine and alcohol. I think he's on way downhill, so that's another thing, too. It's like, when people start fighting on the downhill... Oh, speaking of that, Manny Pacquiao, I think,
Manny Pacquiao just lost.
He lost
by a decision.
A unanimous decision, from what I heard.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the fight, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, I guess it was...
Because I guess he got beat.
Outpointed. It was a unanimous decision. He was outpointed.
Yeah, I mean, not beat like he got beat
physically,
but like just he
but
did
he
not
retire?
land as many punches for sure.
Did he say he retired? Because he made a statement that kind of alluded to the idea he was retiring, but he didn't say, "I'm done." But he did make... I can't remember even what he said, but it did kind of hint towards retirement, which, you know...
I saw something pre-fight that somebody had asked him, and they asked him if this was going to be his last fight, and he, like he always says, every time somebody asks him that, he always says, "I don't know, it could be."
Yeah,
but he never says yes. He never says yes. That was my last
and
fight.
speaking of that, you know, this little speech he did was the day after the fight, and you're still emotional the day after. I don't really take it, you know, it's hard to say exactly what he means. It's hard the day someone loses or the day after someone loses. It's a very emotional.
I think he'd probably take this one pretty hard because this is probably the first loss that he felt like he actually did lose. Because there's been some losses that were messed up.
Bradley comes to mind.
Bad. That was a real bad one.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few where he was robbed. There was quite a few, and it was like a streak of that, and it was real bad.
I remember.
So he was taking those in stride because a lot of people, it was visible that he won those, and then where this one, where it was like unanimous in a way where it was obvious he lost. I think he's taking that more personal because that would be like, shit, I really did lose this one.
And he's getting older.
Yeah, he's in that age. He's definitely past the prime. Definitely past his prime.
He's probably.
He's still my favorite boxer ever.
But he might be a decade past his prime.
But I'm just glad he's not going like Roy Jones Jr. went out the way he did when he was like when he went out on his downhill after his prime. Like it happened fast. It was all of the sudden. He went from riding high and knocking everyone out to just getting knocked out once after another to just losing every single match.
Roy Jones Jr. The Tyson fight was pretty good. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was pretty good.
I didn't watch it either. I don't know why I'm missing out on all these fights. That boxing was my shit. I've lost interest in like all sporting events, but I would go live to one. But watching ones that happening or pay-per-view, I don't know. I'm just so damn busy all the time. When it is happening, I'm like, oh my god, that was today.
I mean, the NFL started pretty early this season. I haven't watched a game yet. I don't even know. I don't even know if they're in the regular season. I know they were cutting
preseason.
Preseason, is it still? I know they're cutting preseason, or that's what I heard. Again, out of the loop on the good old foosball.
I haven't watched any episodes. I haven't watched any episodes of this season.
Of this season of sports.
That goes to show you how out of the loop I am.
I haven't watched any of these foosball matches lately.
Oh, shit.
Fun. But anything, so we're getting to the, like we talked about, fall season. Any fun activities? Do you have any fun activities planned?
Actually, I don't have anything lined up vacation-wise, but I do need to get out on vacation. This was a busy-ass month. Might have hit a new record this month. It's so damn busy. You know what, though? Back to earlier, the beginning of the episode, when I was asking you about any treats.
Yes.
That donut burger I showed you I made at this barbecue is pretty damn good.
Yeah. I've had a donut burger.
Where did you have a donut burger?
I don't even remember.
I have never had one. I've had a donut grilled cheese. I had that at a restaurant. But I think I've seen a donut burger somewhere, and I can't remember if I've had one. But I was at this barbecue yesterday, and there was burgers, and there was a box of glazed donuts next to it. I'm like, what's happening here? I can't control myself.
I've done it.
So I did a regular bun on the bottom because it was like, hey, I'm gonna sauce that.
Okay.
And I just did ketchup and mayo, and then just did it was a cheddar cheese with, I think cheddar, maybe, I can't remember, maybe it was American Swiss, I don't know. Either way, cheese, and that was it. And the donut on top for the top of the bun. Shit was pretty damn bomb. And I didn't garnish it with any toppings other than that. That was just it. And it was pretty amazing. I think the sweetness was just right.
I did not.
I probably could have maybe cut it in half and taken the bottom half of the donut off and just used the top. Maybe.
I'll tell you why I didn't like it. First of all, donut, the most obvious thing about a donut is that there's a big circle in the middle.
That's why I
donut.
the bread on the bottom.
And
I thought of that.
my fingers were all sticky because as you're holding this donut burger, you're just holding on to glaze.
Also thought of that.
So, usually when you have a donut, well, for me anyway, it doesn't last long in my hands. Okay, this is going down. This is murdered in seconds, a donut. But with a burger, you're allowed to chew and let it take in, so you have to take your time. Here's the thing, too. I don't mind savory and sweet kind of mix. It's kind of like kettle corn. You get a little bit of salt, a little bit of sweetness kind of mix. I don't mind it. But I think with a burger, there's so much... And if you're watching YouTube, Dale's holding up to the camera.
I don't know if
the picture
glares.
Just put it on there on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh yeah, I will.
I know you haven't been on there in a while, but I post.
It's been a minute.
But so I don't mind, but with a burger, there's so much savory because, obviously you can put on any condiment, relish, mustard, ketchup, mayo, whatever. But if you have a good burger, the burger's gonna be pretty seasoned. And burgers have a pretty strong flavor. And donuts have a very sweet flavor. And it's just two very powerful. And you combine it. And for me, I did not dig it. I don't even think I finished it. I was not digging it.
That's why I went as plain as possible. But I still wanted to sauce it. And I thought of the sticky hands situation, and I thought about the whole situation. Hence the bottom half of the bun.
I get it.
And I held on to that bitch like that.
Okay. He's cupping. Dale's cupping if you can't.
That.
You're trying to imagine.
From the bottom.
If you're not here in the room with us, he's cupping his hands.
If you weren't here with us to see what I'm doing, that's exactly what I did. Anyways, hands stayed clean.
Yeah.
And it was good. I liked it. I liked the sweet factor with keeping it plain and the salty and the savory part. It matched. It worked out great.
Uh-huh.
Maybe good thing I left the whole donut together like that. I need to experiment more, maybe. I don't know. But I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I'll do it again. I'll do it 3 times over. I will experiment in different ways.
Happy to have a delicious burger, and then right after for dessert, a nice glazed donut.
I'm all about doing things fast. So that would work out great.
No, you're not, because your stories on this podcast go on and on.
Except for my stories. I love detail. I love detail.
And repeat.
And repeating myself.
It's his favorite.
I love all that shit.
Well, I am going to Switzerland next weekend.
Huh?
No, I'm not. I am going to mini Switzerland.
Oh, that's right.
So here in Utah, a lot of people have heard of Park City, mostly because of Sundance Festival, nationally speaking. But Park City is a gorgeous town up in the mountains. A lot of movies are filmed up there. It has like this, the small town. Well, it is a small town. It's Park City.
No, it's booming.
I mean, in the Main Street area, in the downtown area, it is.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it is a small town.
It can't grow any more than what it's.
Yeah, because mountains. They're kind of prohibited a lot. Mining also. But anyway, it's a gorgeous town, but just a little bit outside. There's another little area called Heber Valley, where Heber City and Midway City are, and that's also gorgeous. And me and my wife, we love going up in that area. Well, there is an area up there, actually in Midway, and I don't know the history, maybe brother, you do, because you mentioned it one time, yeah. But they have when I first went up there...
There was a lot of Swiss immigrants.
Yeah, well, I was like, this has very... I forgot the word I described. Maybe bohemian feel to it or something like that.
Or like European.
Yeah, very, very Euro. Oh gosh, like I want to say old school. It doesn't make sense when I say it that way. But anyway, like you said, there's a lot of Switzerland immigrants that came.
So
and settled there.
There was a lot of Swiss immigrants that came and settled in that area, especially because of the skiing, and they were used to that. And so that's some stuff in the area that they were accustomed to.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Deer Creek, very popular resort, is up in that area.
Deer Valley.
Deer Valley, yes.
Deer Creek is the reservoir.
I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, Deer Valley.
So, anyways, yeah, there's ski resorts nearby. There's actually a few in that area. So, anyways, I guess they immigrated in that area and they built a lot of the structures Swiss-like because that's the style they're used to.
Right.
So that was well over 100 years ago, and they still carry on a lot of these like Swiss-themed buildings, and they do these Swiss days every year.
Yeah.
And they just have a lot of like just like any little festival in a small town would have, pop-up tents and fun stuff for
people
kids.
Selling things, and so we are excited. We actually got a hotel. We're gonna go. We're gonna go the night before. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna go early in the day. There's gonna be a parade. We're gonna experience the whole festival, I guess
Swiss
you call
parade,
it.
huh?
Yeah. And
I wonder what they would have.
I don't know. I'll
Bunch
tell
of
you.
cheese, maybe.
Maybe we'll talk about it on the next podcast. Who knows? And we're gonna go there early in the day, experience it. We're gonna spend the night. It's just gonna be a little staycation for me and my little family. It's just gonna be my wife and our 2 girls. We're gonna bring some games to be in the hotel. We booked ourselves a nice little resort up there. It's a deluxe suite that we've got, and we're gonna have some family time. And in the morning, we're gonna stay the night, and in the morning we go to Park City. Park City has a little what they call Park Silly Farmers Market. We're gonna go to that little farmers market, and then up in Park City they have these what they call alpine slides. These are kind of throughout the country.
It's like a little bobsled, and you're on a toboggan.
Yeah. It's
and
for the
with
summertime.
wheels, and it goes down. And you have brakes, and like you can.
It's a little
lever.
sled. They also have these little coasters, like almost little, like personal roller coasters.
Those are fun. That is
and
fun.
And they have a zip line, but the zip line is instead of the typical you're harnessed in, it's almost like a ride. You're sitting in it, and then the bar comes down in front of you, and you're in a sitting zip line. So I
think I did that.
So me and our oldest, we're going to be doing that. My wife is not a fan of these type of fast speeding rides, but she loves our motorcycle. I don't get it. She loves our motorcycle, scared of these rides.
I did the zip line at Sundance earlier this summer. I don't know if I ever talked about it on here.
I don't remember if you did.
No, I did not.
You told me.
Yes, I'll tell you all my cool stories. Anyways, that was... I should have talked about that. The zip lining, that was dope. That was like you take a... what is that? The chairlift up the mountain, and then there's like certain drop points where you get off and start zip lining. And that was cool going down the mountains. That was amazing. The view up there, because you're way up high.
Right.
And you ride it for a while coming down. It's pretty dope. I want to do it again.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do the zip line, and we're gonna go down. I mean, it's not as long as the one that you went on. The one you went on is
like the longest in the Western
It's
Hemisphere.
the longest in the world over water, is what it said.
No, that's the one over Deer Creek.
Oh, that's right.
There's another one at Deer Creek. I went to Sundance.
I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, I want to do that one. But we're gonna do this little zip line, and because my wife doesn't want to do it, and we've got a 2-year-old, she's gonna take our 2-year-old to this little area where they pan. So they're like panning for gold, but they're panning for gems. So I'm sure they're just a bunch of random crystals and gems thrown into the water, and it's got a little trickling water effect. And I know our 2-year-old doesn't know what's happening, but she'll just love playing and splashing in the water. So.
Finding colorful rocks.
Yeah, finding that. So that's what. I hope she doesn't eat any, because
she's not candy.
I've had to smack some rocks out of her hands and mouth before. But
oh my God, the sass on that little girl today.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she did this thing where she said no, and she folded her arms and turned around,
and turned her head, and
oh, it was the funniest thing.
No one in our house does it. I don't know where she got it.
It was like animated like a cartoon. That was so cartoon-like.
And I'm trying to feed her, and she just closes her eyes like she doesn't see the food I'm trying to give her. She's hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a little getaway next weekend. Like you said, it's been a busy month, and so we're going to enjoy ourselves up there and have a little staycation with family.
am actually gonna go camping. I was just telling you about it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I am gonna do something, and I'm gonna camp in my Tesla. I've never done it yet, so I just ordered some things on Amazon.
Tell people what's happening. You and your Tesla are getting married.
Me and my Tesla are going to get married because I heard you can do that now.
And this is
and
your
I love
honeymoon.
it a lot, and it knows, and I've proposed and said yes.
So this is the honeymoon.
So we're going to get married at the lake.
At the lake, and you're gonna sleep
Inside of her.
in her.
Inside of her. Oh, we're dirty. So
that's how it's going down.
So it's kind of cool to try this out.
Yeah.
I even found a camping spot that had electrical outlets for a trailer. Going dope. I'm actually gonna bring my trailer, but it's for kayak stuff.
There you go.
So this will be a fun adventure next month.
But other than my little trip to mini Switzerland, nothing till next year. We want to do a Disney trip next spring. For our daughter's little senior year vacation, and to go to Disneyland. I've been wanting to go to Disneyland for a few years now, haven't been able to.
I want to go to Disney World.
I'd like to do Disney World, but I think I'm going to do Disneyland next year.
We should go to Disney World and then do haunted tours in Orlando.
Haunted city of Orlando.
I bet you there's haunted stuff in Orlando.
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
there are.
A lot of crocodile accidents.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But that reminds me.
Remember alligators. Gators. There's gators there.
Yeah, gators.
Yeah.
There's both.
Maybe. They're both just...
Mostly gators, you're right. Yeah, because I'm thinking of that little kid that they had that Disney... What was it? Like a float-in movie? Like, what was happening?
No. He was just playing in the marshy, like, pond areas. Because there's water everywhere. That's swamplands.
Right.
So there's ponds and, like, places where it's not for recreation.
This was Disney property.
It's Disney property. But Disney property in Orlando is massive.
Oh, interesting.
Like, all those parks are massive, and it's all owned by Disney. And it's like, you drive into a city, and it's just Disney City.
Interesting.
And it's like, it looks wide open of just, like, swampy wetlands and forests all around you. And even the resorts that people stay at are all, like, have swamplands and lakes all around them and everything. So anyways, there's areas that's not made for swimming or playing in. And there's signs that say that.
Yeah.
And there's, like, signs for gators. Well, I guess there was a gator nearby, and it had been in the area for a while, and then this family was letting their kid play in the water where they're not supposed to.
Ooh.
And they weren't watching it, and then here comes a gator, comes out of the water and grabbed it.
Jeez.
Doing what they do. That's gators living their life.
Yep, those
doing
are the best
gator
lives.
shit. Gators do that shit.
Ooh. Hey, live with yourself. Man. Yeah,
that's I don't know, thinking about that shit is rough.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, we're not going to Orlando anytime soon. What are you talking about?
Well, just don't let your kid play in the swamplands. I said don't play in
Well, she's unsupervised. Just let her explore the world.
Well, there's places to play in the water. There's a lot of that. There's places for that.
All right, awesome. Well, fun little episode. A little bantering.
Yes. Well, everybody, thank you all for listening. And if you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Why haven't you? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love you. Bye. Bye, everybody.